Put the kettle on, because the bottle you reach for almost every single day, the one that lands in the pan before the onions, the one you drizzle without thinking, might be the most important health decision in your entire kitchen. And most people get it completely wrong. Not because they're careless, because the shelf is designed to confuse them. Walk down the oil aisle in any British supermarket and you're facing 30-odd bottles, all shouting healthy, pure, light, vitality, and half of them quietly telling you nothing at all. Some of those oils genuinely protect your heart. Some collapse the moment they hit a hot pan and turn into something you'd rather not eat. And a few of the best ones for you are sitting on the bottom shelf, unbranded, costing less than the fancy stuff people fill their trolleys with. Today we're counting down 30 healthy cooking oils actually worth buying in the UK. What they do, how to use them, and where the marketing is doing more work than the oil. Cold-pressed British heroes, ancient fats your gran cooked with. And one or two you've been told to fear that deserve a second look. Stay with us right to the end, because number one isn't just an oil, it's the one with more hard science behind it than any other bottle on the shelf. And once you know how to use it properly, you'll never treat it the same way again. Let's begin. Before the countdown, it helps to understand why the oil aisle is such a minefield. It comes down to three things the label rarely explains clearly: what the oil is made of, how it's made, and how much heat it can take before it turns. Every oil is a blend of three kinds of fat: saturated, monounsaturated, and the balance is what matters for your heart. The NHS and the British Heart Foundation both point the same way. Swapping saturated fat for unsaturated fat is one of the simplest changes linked to better cholesterol and heart health. Then there's how it's made. Cold-pressed or extra virgin means the oil was squeezed out mechanically without high heat or solvents, which keeps more of the delicate compounds intact. Refined means it's been heat-treated and stripped back, more neutral, longer-lasting, but with less of the good stuff. And finally, smoke point. The temperature at which an oil starts to break down, smoke, and produce compounds you don't want. Match the oil to the job. Gentle finishing oils stay cold, sturdy cooking oils go in the pan, and you've already beaten most shoppers. Right, let's crack on. Number 30, high oleic safflower oil. A quiet all-rounder most people walk straight past. Ordinary safflower oil is heavy in omega-6, but the high oleic version has been bred to be rich in monounsaturated fat, the same heart-friendly fat that makes olive oil famous, with a high smoke point that handles frying without complaint. It's neutral in flavor, so it won't fight your cooking. The catch is the label. Only the high oleic version earns its place here, so check the front before it goes in the trolley. A solid, unglamorous workhorse for hot pans. Number 29, grapeseed oil. Light, clean, and popular with cooks who want an oil that disappears into the dish. It's high in vitamin E and has a decent smoke point for stir-frying. Here's the honesty bit though. Grapeseed is very high in omega-6 fatty acids, and most of us already eat far more omega-6 than omega-3 without trying. It's not a villain, it's perfectly fine used now and then, but it's a sometimes oil rather than a daily staple. Use it for the job it's good at and don't pour it on everything. Number 28, corn oil. A familiar refined oil with a high smoke point, which is exactly why it's turned up in deep fat fryers for decades. It contains plant sterols, compounds that can help block some cholesterol absorption. But like grapeseed, it's omega-6 heavy, so it earns a place on this list with the same caveat: fine for occasional high-heat cooking, not something to build your kitchen around. If you're frying and it's what you've got, it does the job cleanly. Number 27, cold-pressed sunflower oil. Not to be confused with the cheap refined stuff in the big bottle. Cold-pressed sunflower keeps its nutty flavor and a good hit of vitamin E, and it's a lovely, affordable finishing oil for dressings and dips. Because it's unrefined, keep it out of the fiercest heat and store it somewhere cool and dark. It's a nice example of how the same seed gives you two very different oils depending on how it's made. And the gentler one is the more interesting bottle. Number 26, wheat germ oil. One of the most nutrient-dense oils you can buy, packed with vitamin E and plant compounds. It's got a strong, distinctive taste, so nobody's frying with it. It's a spoonful stirred into a smoothie or drizzled over a finished dish. Treat it more like a supplement than a cooking fat. A tiny bottle in the fridge lasts ages and quietly boosts whatever you add it to. Number 25, tiger nut oil, a lesser-known gem pressed from a small tuber rather than a nut, so it suits some people avoiding nuts. It's rich in monounsaturated fat, close in profile to olive oil, with a mild, slightly sweet flavor. It's a finishing and dressing oil, not a frying one, and it's more of a specialist buy, but if you like trying something different that still stacks up nutritionally, it's worth a look. Number 24, Argan oil, the culinary kind. You'll know argan from cosmetics, but the toasted food-grade version is a genuine kitchen oil in North African cooking. It's rich in vitamin E and monounsaturated fat with a gorgeous nutty aroma. This is strictly a finishing oil drizzled over couscous, tagines, or bread, never heated hard. It's pricey, so it's an occasional treat rather than a daily pour, but a little goes a long way. Number 23. Red palm oil, sustainably sourced. This one comes with a big asterisk, and we'll be honest about it. Unrefined red palm oil is genuinely nutrient-rich, deep orange from its carotenes, and high in vitamin E compounds. The problem isn't nutrition, it's the environment. Palm production has a serious deforestation history. So if you buy it, look for certified sustainable sourcing, treat it as an occasional ingredient, and go in with your eyes open. Nutritionally interesting, ethically complicated, you deserve to know both halves. Number 22. Perilla oil. A staple in Korean cooking, and one of the few plant oils that's genuinely rich in omega-3, the fat most of us are short on. It has a deep, toasty flavor and is used as a finishing oil, not for frying, because those omega-3s are fragile. Keep it in the fridge and use it fairly quickly. For anyone trying to nudge up their omega-3 without eating more fish, it's a clever, underused option. Number 21. Mustard oil. Big in South Asian kitchens, pungent and warming, with a strong profile of monounsaturated and omega-3 fats. Worth a quick note on the label, in the UK and EU, cold-pressed mustard oil is often sold marked for external use for regulatory reasons around a compound called erucic acid, while cooking-grade versions are widely used in traditional cuisine. Buy the food-grade product, follow how it's traditionally used, and you've got a characterful, heart-friendly oil with real history behind it. Quick reset, we're a third of the way in, and already the pattern is clear. Healthy oil isn't one thing. Some of these are for gentle finishing, some for fierce heat, and the label almost never spells out which is which. Keep that in mind, because the bottles are about to get better known, and the biggest, best-backed one of all is still a long way off. Number 20. Camelina oil. A proper British hero. This one, pressed from an ancient crop that grows happily in our climate. Camelina is rich in omega-3, high in vitamin E, and unusually stable for an omega-3 oil, so it copes with light cooking better than most. It's got a mild, almondy taste and a low food mile story if you buy it homegrown. For anyone who wants a homegrown, sustainable alternative to imported oils, Camelina is a genuinely smart buy. Number 19. Pistachio oil. A luxury finishing oil with an intensely green, nutty flavor and a lovely dose of monounsaturated fat and antioxidants. This is not a cooking oil. Heat wrecks the flavor and the delicate compounds. It's for drizzling over salads, roasted veg, or even a scoop of ice cream. Expensive and niche, but if you cook to impress now and then, a small bottle earns its keep. Number 18. Hazelnut oil. Rich, warm, and toasty. Hazelnut oil is loaded with monounsaturated fat and vitamin E. Like the other nut oils, it's a finishing oil, drizzled, not fried, and it turns a plain salad or a plate of roasted roots into something that tastes considered. Keep it cool and use it while it's fresh, because nut oils turn rancid faster than most. A little goes a long way. Number 17. Macadamia nut oil. Here's a surprise for a nut oil. Macadamia is one of the highest in monounsaturated fat of any oil going, with a relatively high smoke point that means you can actually cook with it gently, not just drizzle it. Buttery and mild, it works in dressings and in the pan. Number 16. Almond oil. Sweet almond oil, the food-grade kind, is mild, gentle, and rich in vitamin E and monounsaturated fat. It's mostly a finishing and dressing oil, and it's lovely in baking where you want a soft, nutty note. It's easy on the palate and easy on the stomach, which makes it a friendly choice for delicate dishes. Just don't confuse the culinary bottle with the cosmetic one on the shelf next door. If even a couple of these have made you rethink what's in your cupboard, do us a favor and hit that like button now. It genuinely helps push this to more people staring at that confusing oil aisle, wondering which bottle is actually worth their money. Right, back to it. Number 15. Pumpkin seed oil. Dark, almost green-black, with a bold roasted flavor, pumpkin seed oil is a favorite in Austrian and Central European cooking. It's rich in zinc, vitamin E, and unsaturated fats, and there's ongoing interest in its compounds for things like prostate health, though that research is still developing rather than settled. It's a finishing oil, only drizzle it over soup or salad. Striking to look at and even better to taste. Number 14. Chia seed oil. Chia is famous as a seed, but pressed into oil it delivers one of the highest plant-based concentrations of omega-3 you'll find. It's delicate, so it's for cold use, smoothies, dressings, a spoonful straight, never the pan. Store it cold and get through it reasonably quickly. For plant-based eaters trying to close the omega-3 gap without fish oil, this is one of the strongest options on the whole list. Number 13, hemp seed oil. A quietly brilliant all-rounder, hemp seed oil offers omega-3 and omega-6 in a balance that's closer to what nutritionists say we should aim for than almost any other oil. It's got a pleasant grassy, nutty taste and is best used cold, over salads or in dips. And no, it won't do anything but nourish you. This is the food oil, not the other thing. Underrated and worth trying. Number 12, walnut oil. Rich, deeply nutty, and another good plant source of omega-3, walnut oil is a classic finishing oil in French cooking. Drizzle it over a green salad, roasted squash, or even into porridge. Heat destroys both its flavor and its benefits, so keep it cold and keep it fresh. Nut oils oxidize quickly once opened, so buy a size you'll actually finish. Small effort, big flavor reward. Number 11, rice bran oil. A brilliant, underappreciated cooking oil with a high smoke point that makes it superb for stir-frying and roasting. It's rich in vitamin E and a compound called oryzanol, both antioxidants, and it has a clean, neutral taste that suits almost anything, popular across Asian cuisines and increasingly on UK shelves. Rice bran oil is one of the most practical, everyday hot pan oils on this list. If you fry a lot, it deserves a spot. Number 10, groundnut oil. Better known as peanut oil. A high smoke point stalwart of stir-frying and deep frying, groundnut oil is high in monounsaturated fat and stands up brilliantly to serious heat. It's got a faint nutty warmth that suits Asian cooking especially well. The obvious flag, it's not suitable for anyone with a peanut allergy, and refined versions differ from cold-pressed here, but for high-heat cooking in an allergy-free kitchen, it's hard to beat. Quick reset, and this is the halfway mark, so it's worth a breath. We've gone from obscure gems to proper kitchen staples, and the through line keeps holding. The healthiest choice depends entirely on the job. Finishing oils stay cold. Frying oils take the heat. Get that one habit right, and you've already outsmarted the marketing. But the top 10 is where the real heavyweights live, the oils worth building your cooking around, and the number 1 has more research behind it than the rest of this list combined. Number 9, sesame oil. 2 versions, 2 jobs. Light sesame oil handles moderate cooking. Toasted sesame oil is a finishing oil, added at the end for that unmistakable nutty depth in Asian dishes. Both are rich in antioxidants like sesamol and a healthy dose of unsaturated fats. A little toasted sesame transforms a stir-fry, a dressing, or a bowl of noodles. It's a small bottle with an enormous flavor punch, and a genuinely healthy one at that. Number 8, flaxseed oil or linseed oil. This is the omega-3 champion of the plant world and one of the simplest ways to boost a fat most British diets fall short on. The one rule that matters, never, ever cook with it. Heat destroys the delicate omega-3s and turns the flavor bitter. Keep it in the fridge, use it in dressings, or stir it into smoothies and porridge, and finish the bottle within a few weeks of opening. Treat it right. It's one of the most valuable oils you can own. Number 7, grass-fed butter. Not an oil, but it belongs here because the old fear of butter has softened as the science has matured. Butter from grass-fed cows carries more of the fat-soluble vitamins and a better fatty acid profile than standard butter, and modern reviews take a more measured view of dairy fat than the blanket warnings of decades past. It's still saturated fat, so moderation is the word. The NHS advice to keep saturated fat in check still stands. But real butter, used sensibly, has earned its place back at the table. Number 6, ghee or clarified butter. Butter with the milk solids removed, which does 2 clever things. It pushes the smoke point right up, making it far better for high-heat cooking than regular butter, and it removes most of the lactose and casein. So many people who struggle with dairy tolerate it well. A cornerstone of Indian cooking for thousands of years, ghee brings a rich, nutty depth to roasting and frying. Same moderation rule as butter applies. Number 5, coconut oil. Time for the most argued over oil on the shelf, so let's be straight. Coconut oil is very high in saturated fat, higher than butter, and major bodies, including the British Heart Foundation, advise treating it as a saturated fat, not a health food, despite the glow it's been given online. So why is it here? Because used in moderation, it's a stable high-heat cooking fat with a lovely flavor for curries and baking, and it's genuinely useful. The honest verdict, enjoy it, cook with it, but don't believe the miracle cure hype. It's a treat fat, not a daily virtue. Number 4, avocado oil. One of the genuine stars. Avocado oil is rich in the same heart-friendly monounsaturated fat as olive oil, but with one of the highest smoke points of any natural oil, which means it's that rare thing, A genuinely healthy oil you can also fry and roast with hard. It's mild, versatile, and endlessly useful. The only real downside is price, and the fact that some cheaper bottles have been found to be poor quality or blended, so buy from a name you trust. For hot cooking, it's about as good as it gets. Quick reset before the final three, because this is exactly where people tend to reach for the wrong bottle out of habit. Everything left in the top three is heart-friendly, versatile, and backed by real evidence, and two of the three are things most people already have a version of in the cupboard. The difference is knowing which type to buy and how to use it. Right, the podium. Number 3, cold-pressed British rapeseed oil. Here's the homegrown champion, and it's a cracker. Those bright yellow fields you drive past every spring produce an oil that's genuinely excellent for you. Cold-pressed rapeseed has less than half the saturated fat of olive oil, a good dose of omega-3, plenty of vitamin E, and a lovely high smoke point that means you can actually cook with it hard. It's got a subtle golden grassy flavor, and it's made right here, so the food miles are tiny and the price is fair. For an everyday, do-anything, heart-healthy oil that supports British farmers, this is arguably the smartest bottle on the entire shelf. The one to buy, cold-pressed, not the cheap refined stuff. Number 2, light or pure olive oil for everyday cooking. Not everything called olive oil is the same, and this is the version built for the pan, refined and blended for a higher smoke point and a milder taste. Light or pure olive oil gives you the healthy monounsaturated backbone of the olive with the practicality of a proper cooking oil. Perfect for roasting, sautéing, and frying, where the intense flavor of the top-tier stuff would be wasted or lost to heat anyway. Light refers to the flavor, by the way, not the calories. A common trap. This is the workhorse bottle that lets you save the good stuff for where it truly. And number 1. Extra virgin olive oil, the most researched, most decorated oil in your kitchen, and the closest thing to a genuine health food in the whole aisle. Extra virgin means it's cold-pressed from the first crush, keeping the polyphenols, the antioxidant compounds that do so much of the heavy lifting. It's the cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, and that's not a marketing line. Large, long-running trials, including the well-known Spanish PREDIM study, linked a Mediterranean diet rich in extra virgin olive oil to better heart health. The peppery tickle at the back of your throat when you taste a good one. That's oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory compound, which is why a flat, characterless oil should make you suspicious. But here's the twist that ties this whole list together. Extra virgin olive oil isn't just an oil, it's proof of the single rule behind all 30 of these. The healthiest oil is the one used correctly. Extra virgin is at its brilliant best cold or over gentle heat, drizzled over veg, stirred into pasta, finishing a soup, where its polyphenols survive and shine. Push it to a smoking hot pan, and you waste both the flavor and the benefits, which is exactly why light olive oil sat at number 2 for the hard cooking. Buy it in a dark bottle, store it away from light and heat, and use it generously where it counts. Do that, and the most studied oil on the shelf becomes the best value one too. So there they are, 30 healthy oils genuinely worth a place in a British kitchen, and one clear idea running through every single one of them. It was never about finding one magic bottle, it's about matching the oil to the job, sturdy, high smoke point oils for the frying pan, and delicate cold-pressed ones for finishing and dressing, where their goodness survives. None of this is about fear. Most oils on the shelf are perfectly fine. The point is simply to stop letting the front of the label decide for you and start choosing on purpose. Before you go, here's the healthy oil check. 5 things under 30 seconds. Next time you're stood in front of that wall of bottles. 1. Match oil to heat, frying or roasting hard. Reach for a high smoke point oil like rapeseed, avocado or rice bran. Finishing a dish, save the extra virgin olive, walnut or flaxseed for cold. 2. Look for cold-pressed or extra virgin when you want the goodness kept in. Refined is fine for the hot pan, but has less of the good stuff. 3. Favor oils higher in monounsaturated and omega-3 fats over ones heavy in omega-6, which most of us already get plenty of. 4. Check for a dark bottle and store it cool and away from light. Oil turns rancid faster than people think. 5. Be skeptical of health halos. Light means flavor, not calories, and no single oil is a miracle cure, whatever the internet says. Get those 5 habits down, and you'll never be baffled by the oil aisle again. You'll walk past 30 confusing bottles knowing exactly which one belongs in your trolley and why.